I'm here today with Alyssa Gawboy today, and she's going to tell us about how she actually went from $1,200 a month, right, to actually $15,500 in just 1 month, right? And it's pretty insane. It's been a bit of a ride for her, she would say, where she's actually still been working her full-time job while she's been doing this. But it's been 100% doable. So today we're going to also talk about kind of where she was before, what were the key things that she changed, and then kind of where she wants to move forward. So why don't you start us out then today, Alyssa, with telling us a little bit about how your business was before you got started with Grow Your Impact.
Definitely, yeah. So I was working a 9-to-5 job and wasn't really loving life too much. I do have a background in nutrition, dietetics, and exercise. And so on the side, I was kind of just doing a little side hustle where I was making some programming, I was helping clients, and they were getting results with nutrition, fitness, all of that. I had developed, kind of like I wanted clients to work with me for about 12 weeks. And so I sold that program to them. I used Google Drive as a platform, and I used Venmo for them to reimburse me for payment. And so, I had done that for about 6 months. And I was online and I saw Natalie's post about, if you're a nutrition expert and you're looking to grow your business, to contact her. And so I had reached out and kind of told her where I was prior. My business was making $1,200 a month, and that was a lot of money for me just to be on the, on the side. It was great to have that extra income, but I was really curious if I could do something else and make more out of it. So I reached out to Natalie, and yes, within the first month, I just with some tweaks and lessons from Natalie as well as a huge mindset change.
Yeah.
I went from $100 to $15,500, and we're only a couple days into month 2, and I'm actually already at another $10,000 for the month. So it's been
a little bit crazy ride then.
I'm also still working on a full-time job, and so now it's the dance between, if I'm making enough, how do I leave that full-time job and really ride with this full-time so my energy can be 100% on my business.
Yeah. And I kind of remember when we talked even on when we first met, and I remember talking to you, and I don't know if you remember this, and I was like, I think you've got a great energy, and I think you're going to be really successful. I could just kind of tell. You already were kind of at a point that you were like, I want to do this full time. We just had no idea that full time would happen so soon. Because I think our initial goal was let's get to $10,000 a month in 6 months. And we kind of blew that out of the water a little bit.
I had to leave my full-time job, and now I can't make it till then.
Right.
Right. And I remember you telling me that too, the energy was there. And I think honestly having someone believe in me that I could do it, because I believe in myself, but at the same time, it's nice to have the security of that night.
Okay. Yeah.
And so, I talked to my husband about it in a little bit. He said, you know what, with anything you do, there's going to be an investment, right up front. The program was the best investment that I could have ever done for myself and for my business.
Oh, I'm so happy about that. But I also believe that too, because it's been crazy. It's been really great. And so what would you say are kind of a couple key different changes that you made in your business that made the difference and allowed you to go from $1,200 a month to $15,500 a month? And then we don't even know where it's going to land now here in January.
I agree. Out of all the content so far that I've learned, the first 2 weeks are the most crucial, and it's something really overlooked, because the very first 2 weeks we talk a lot about mindset and confidence of your program, even if it's not built yet. And my program wasn't 100% built yet either, but having the confidence to know that you can help people and that your program works. Because if you're wishy-washy about like, oh yeah, maybe it might work for you.
Yeah.
And then also the price was huge. So I did have to start asking for more from my program, but it is true that when you get someone from their current situation to their desired situation, you can't put a price tag on that.
Yeah, that is such a true statement. Such a true statement. So what were you charging them before versus what are you charging now?
So for if you really want to know, for 12 weeks, I was charging $500.
Which that's great.
Right? Because if you're working a full-time job, an extra $500.
You're like, that's great. That's perfect. And maybe you were even thinking to yourself, maybe this is a good price. If I charge more, people aren't going to buy it. This is like a fair price, which is, I think, where a lot of people start out whenever they start their business. They're like, what can I charge that people will pay? Right.
I also would say one of the biggest changes too is as dietitians, we try to meet the needs of everybody. And I was even just talking to a dietitian the other day in a hospital. He has to do all of the things, meet all of the people's needs. And finding a niche was huge for me because when I found that niche, I found a lot more people that were a better fit for my program, and they actually were able to, they were willing to invest if they felt like that program was right up their alley. I had people say, this is why I like your program versus all the other programs out there.
That's great. That's great. That's great. So what are you charging now, though, with your program?
Yeah, so my program now is for 3 months, it's $2,500. And I am still in the dance between one and since this took off so fast, you realize you only have so much time with the one-on-one coaching. And so I will be eventually moving to groups.
Yeah, good.
Moving toward that so I can take on more clients and help more people.
I think that's going to be fantastic for you. So it was basically one of the big things was having a niche so that you actually stood out and people were like, oh, I actually want to work with this girl because she seems like she's a perfect fit for me. Right. Second one was changing your price. Will you talk a little bit more about mindset and then anything else that you feel like was a big change for you?
Mindset, yeah, absolutely was huge. So I developed a better morning routine.
Oh, that's great.
Right? I talk to my clients about this too, about forming great habits that they'll be able to reach their goals with doing these small habits. And it's the same thing with running a business. I loved the analogy of let's say you buy a new car and then you start seeing the car everywhere. When you kind of have more of the positive mindset, I will succeed. You do the affirmations, you read the Becoming You journal.
Right.
Do that every single day. Opportunities literally will start flooding to you.
Yep.
You can't have a closed mindset of, I'm never going to reach my goal this month. I'm never, you're going to have ups and downs in business, but that's the biggest shift that I've seen in terms of mindset was let's get this morning routine down. And then it was like a switch that just flipped in my head. The other big thing was when I started learning more about direct outreach or posts and how to actually, make call to action posts, I would say. I made one post after I was doing this class, one post, and my DMs lit up like the 4th of July. It was insane. I had people texting me that I knew, and then I had people that I didn't know adding me as a friend on Facebook or, following me on Instagram and reaching out to me and asking for more information. And so, yeah, that definitely gained more traction than I was receiving before from just my little posts on the side before.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. And so where do you think that you would like to take this business to eventually? Just kind of what's your vision for eventually? I know that it's kind of been moving a whole lot faster than we thought it would be, right? But I love it. I think that's great. I already knew I was like, Alyssa, she has something. She's going to take this. She's going to run with it. And you clearly have, right? I think step one is, even though you've done so much, getting out of the job, right? What else do you want to do?
So I definitely need to continue to, I'd say, grow even with my mindset and my strategies in field of business. Again, I've only been doing this for a little over a month. And well, prior to my strategies that didn't work, 6 months ago. I've been doing this for a month. So I still have a lot to learn. I mean, I'm definitely still a newbie. But in general, moving more of my clients all of my clients to group coaching, my new ones that I accept on, and then that opens a lot of doors for taking on more clients. And then depending on how big this can be, I would really like to run a business, contract coaches underneath me to do group sessions and things like that too. So I think this can be taken to a much larger scale, even just seeing the way the industry is and how things are moving. So
Yeah.
it's not possible even 3 months ago, but I do truly believe that, if you have a dream and you believe in it and you surround yourself with the right people and you educate yourself, you can achieve it. It's not necessarily easy. I mean, it takes work.
Right.
But I'll say I'm not the most techy person in the world either. So starting a whole business virtually was a little concerning. But persevere. That's my word for the year. Perseverance.
I love it. I love it. I think you've done fantastic. One last question, okay, that I thought of. What would be the advice that you would give someone, whether they're just starting out from kind of ground zero, or they've been running a business and it just isn't growing at the rate that they would like it to?
Mm-hmm. From ground zero, I would say one, like you have to believe in yourself. And that's mainly because, I've seen coaches that don't have any program designed, but maybe they have the education in nutrition and they want to help people. They know they want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's very important to believe in yourself because you're going to doubt yourself a lot. You definitely will. Oh, I can't do this. I'm never going to be like this person or this person. You can't compare yourself to someone else, right? Like if you're counting someone else's sprinkles, your ice cream melts. Like
I love that saying. That's a great saying.
You have to believe in yourself and where you're at. Like, and if you have the education, you can build a program that will be effective. You can help people. So that confidence in yourself is huge, and in your program, and it's that mindset switch. Again, I just really think is when you put out positive vibes and opportunities, they're going to come to you. I think when people are really stuck in their business, because I'm not going to lie, like I also have done nutrition coaching on the side, like even prior to this year, like years ago when I first started, and it didn't take off. Okay. And yeah, I got discouraged. I totally did. I'm not lying with that. But, for people that are stuck, I would definitely recommend looking inwardly, like inwardly first. Where your goal is at and see where you are with that, because a lot of times we have issues with ourselves. It's not the business.
Exactly right.
So a lot of times you have to do that inside work to kind of overcome fear, overcome like judgment or guilt or any of that stuff. So I think that's also a big change that with me is you got to be okay in here, with your business and where you're at. And sometimes you just need you need some inspiration. Maybe you need to talk to a mentor or like a different kind of coach. But you're the one that decides that if you're going to stay stuck or not. Basically, like you can
love it
if you want to.
Definitely. Well, I think that's a fantastic note to end on. I really love that. I would say, because I always say that business is 80% has to do with your head, is basically it. You can have all the tactics in the world. You can have the same as the lady next to you. And it's really about having that confidence and certainty, because I think whenever people are looking for like a coach to help them with nutrition, right? Or a coach just in general, they're looking for certainty from you, right? They feel like they're just kind of out there. They don't know what they're doing. They want to make a change. They want to get somewhere, but they don't know how to get there. And so when you radiate that certainty and you radiate, like you're talking about, that positive energy, and you're there and you're like, I'm going to be this rock for you, right? So that I will help you get there. People can feel it, right? People can feel it. It's really about kind of even though you got to know what you're doing, it's also about the energy you're putting out there. And people can really tell the difference between, oh, I am nervous about what I'm doing, right? Versus someone who's like, don't worry, I've got you, right? Just take my hand. I'm going to have you, and we're going to get you where you want to be. And then the person's like, oh, finally, I can relax, and I'm going to do this thing.
I think, and sometimes it just takes like time and experience to get to that level of comfort, but you have to want to get there.
Yep.
You have to want to get there, and that is where, you see your business go from here to this.
Yep.
It's that switch. So, and I feel like, I'll just mention this too.
Okay.
I actually have, it's definitely the certainty thing. I actually got on a call, a discovery call the other day with a dietitian. Program, and she signed up because she wanted, someone else of their education and making sure that they're eating the right things. And so it's definitely the certainty part. I mean, selling.
Yep.
And That was different.
I'm sure that was really different. It's because really with anything, I truly believe it's about the certainty that you put out there. And I think you've now reached this level of certainty in your business. You're feeling really confident about what you're doing. But how you get that confidence, and I'm sure you agree, is by doing. It's not by waiting for the confidence to come, because confidence doesn't come that way, right? It only comes through doing, which means going through a whole lot of uncomfortable experiences. Would you agree with that?
I mean, I'm not saying all my sales calls are amazing. They definitely are. And I used to take the no's really hard, like way back when.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing too, is you can't get stuck on those no's. Because like, you're gonna do, it's different percentages, and that's how it works, right? So you're gonna find people that are really great for the program, they're ready to sign up, but you really have to take them from that current situation to the desired situation.
Yeah.
That's a recall. And you can't be fazed by the no's, because you know that you're amazing, right? And you know
That's it. Because no's are normal. It would be really, really weird if everybody said yes.
Oh yeah. And that would be really, really difficult.
Yeah. And then also you might be here with the program, and then you got a bunch of people who aren't really a great fit in it, right? If everybody said yes too. So you do have to be.
Also isn't going to be your need.
Exactly. And it's being okay with that and still realizing that, hey, no's are normal. They're great. I love them. And we're just getting closer to yeses. And it's great. Okay. I guess we'll end there. But I'm really excited to see how things continue to grow for you in the future. And I think you're going to continue to be really, really successful, keeping growing with your mindset. And we're going to work on getting more things into place so we can get more clients and actually handle the load.
I'm picking up business skills here and there, but I definitely don't know how to take it from here to now I need to do group sessions. Like I would never would have thought that, to make it bigger, that would have, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do next, because with you're doing a great job at attracting clients. You're doing a great job at selling. We now need to help you so that you're not so crazy busy, is basically it. Because I'm sure you'll agree, as you grow, it gets crazy. You have to start making changes. Max yourself out.
When I run a program at the end of February, and that's when it starts,
Mm-hmm.
and when would you recommend starting a new one? Like the next one, so for more clients, like once that date passes.
Oh, so yeah. I'm going to talk about that with you on some coaching here, but I really appreciate you coming on here, Alyssa, and helping me and helping everybody else realize what's possible, and then that they can do it too, because everybody can do it. It just requires a whole lot of work and inner work too.